So we are going into the second round of the formation skydiving. You were out by the tunnel. You've been watching the action, Leslie?
I've been absolutely glued. This tunnel is so wonderful, it being glass and you can see right through it. See the expressions on everyone's faces, who's smiling, who's not, who's nervous, who isn't. All the body positions, the catches. Yeah, really,
What was your
really
initial
exciting.
impressions of that first round there that you saw? What was your initial thoughts? Anything outstanding?
Well, Hayabusa were outstanding. The French national team, Real Fly Zion, they were outstanding. A lot of first-round nerves. I thought you could. It takes a while for teams to get into the groove a little bit.
Yeah, these girls from Norway, they had a bit of a meltdown at the beginning of round one, but they've put that behind them. Let's see how good they are at resetting the mind. This is a championship thing, isn't it?
Absolutely, and this is a big step up for the girls because they normally compete in junior,
Yeah.
and which is a double A jive pool, which means they don't do any slot switches, and then all of a sudden they're playing with the big boys, or playing with the big girls, shall we say, in AAA with the slot switches. It's not a nice draw if you're not a very experienced team or if you're in AAA for the first time. There's a lot of slot switches in it.
Yeah, it's not easy to say, is it?
Yeah, they're not easy to do either.
Yeah.
As you can see, we've got them in this round. The draw is 12-8M, so the 12, they're doing that now, which is Bundy. And you can see that the top pair do a 360, and the other ones, they actually do a 540, sorry, so
Yeah.
they end up out of slot. And then we've got the 12, the Canadian T we just saw there, and then the M, the star. So this is the start of the Bundy. Top pair does an extra turn round, and then they swap the slots. So they're doing really nicely. I like the way they're staging those eights. And even with that Bundy, it's a hard move for the front pair, but they're doing very nice. They're coached by Dennis Pratt.
Nice to see Norway coming back onto the formation skydiving scene.
Yeah, Norway, who shocked the world a few years ago. Well, probably 20 years ago. It seems a few years ago to me.
Yeah. When did you start jumping, Leslie? When did you start?
1984.
Oh, right, I was 1990. Yeah, but you were obviously very, very, very young when you started.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, me, I was 4. Here we go.
So now we've got NFTO, the British ladies team. They found themselves a little bit nervous, and Debbie was just reminding herself, we're not curing cancer here, come on.
Right. That's what Lee Love once said to me when we were having a training meltdown in Deland years ago. He said, it's just your hobby, guys.
Yeah. I mean, of course we do competition because we love the excitement and we love to do well, so there is that pressure, but it's only pressure that you put on yourself.
Yeah.
And they're doing a beautiful job with that Bundy. That front pair is spinning like a top.
There's a lot of good talent here, Leslie, isn't there? There really is. Prolific flyers for many years now.
Yes, all these girls have been in different top teams. Varna, of course, competed for South Africa for years and years.
Yeah.
Kath there has done a lot. Kate Lindsley came from Formula. Very, very experienced team. She was on a super high average before she joined them.
Oh, they go.
And nice round there from NFTO. Debbie Lamsley, also from South Africa,
Yeah.
but of course both the girls now living in the UK. So Debbie and Varna used to be rivals, and
Yes.
how they joined forces happens a lot. And here we've got the Wemby French girls. Now they were outstanding, especially as Ray was saying, they're jumping with an alternate, or flying with an alternate, should we say. And you couldn't tell from looking at it who was the stand-in.
No. You can't, the stable of French talent in four-way now, in open and in female, is immense. It really is. The French Federation and the French government, what they do for flying and for our sports is beyond anything, isn't it?
Yes, and once you've got that talent there and that knowledge, then that stays within the French teams. The French Federation, as you say, that it supports a squad team, so the teams that go to world meets aren't always the teams that win at nationals. It's unusual. Most of the other teams have a nationals to select their national teams. But with them, they believe that the squad system works because it keeps the talent within France, and you can see it certainly seems to be working.
And big backing by the government as well. The last meet we had in Lyon with the Clash of Lions, we had the Minister of Sport from France. She turned up. She was there for an hour. She's flown in the tunnel before as well. And the level of interest is brilliant, really, from the French.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that the lady from the French Sports Federation, she probably maybe wouldn't have tried to skydive, but she would get in the tunnel, or
Yeah.
it would have been a bit of a bigger leap of faith, shall we say, for her to take the skydive on.
But
The
she's
tunnel
flown
is
quite-
also taking it.
She's flown a lot in the I Fly Paris with her daughter. They've done a lot of stuff together. It's great. Anyway, moving on with the open category now. And this is the Los Paristos. Sounds Spanish, but they're French. Los Paritos.
And you see there what a superb view you have from the side of this lovely tunnel.
It's amazing as well, Leslie. I mean, you've been out there watching yesterday as well. How many moving parts come together to make this work? I mean, the organisation, the manifestors, the people that are getting the people in the right place, all of them here for the production. There's so many people involved. Everybody's got to do their A game to make it work, haven't they?
It's just an incredible team, and the professionalism of the production here, it just gets better every year. I've been loving watching it yesterday. You were awesome, Regan. Really, it was so exciting watching the speed.
Oh, thanks,
absolutely brilliant. And what a job the guys are doing with putting up the team names and
Yeah.
you know the scores.
Yeah.
I love the fact that on the solo speed, well, all of them, you had the bus showing so you could really see what was going
With
on.
that big klaxon going off. Be Air Force now, another of these French teams. Team number 402. Have you noticed each discipline's got its own logo as well now? All the different disciplines.
Yes, and
in
all
ring
the
games?
different colours.
Yeah, brilliant.
And the team's got little temporary tattoos in their goodie bags, according to.
Oh, yeah?
With the different logo.
I've not opened mine yet.
Yeah,
You're
so
right,
some.
mine.
Well, you won't have any vegan. You're not entering. They don't have a little icon for the commentator.
No, but I think we've got all the same goodies in the bags.
But I think they just put them in so you get one of that discipline. So there's one guy who had 3.
I want to get all 4, don't you? Or 5 should have been. We should have to look. We'll sort that out afterwards. So we've got this Los Puertos and then B Air Force and the Four Cretins, Barak and Airborne Anansi Panniers coming your way. There they go. Big smiles. A lot of good feelings there amongst the teams. And Ray Ahmed, our started off this morning with the FS commentary, has got some scores for us now. He's brought up on the laptop. Just looking here at the VFS scores, I think, Leslie. What can you see here now on the VSS top 3? Oh, this is actually the four-way open, the scores we've got here in front of us right now. So while you're watching that, I'll just tell you, after round 1, in the top 3, we have the Odin Parachute Systems on 23, IFS Moscow, watching them yesterday on 25, and Airheads on 26. Still to be scored. Quite a few of the teams further down. We've got 11 teams scored so far, Leslie. So we'll be bringing you those results throughout the morning as we get them.
They're doing a great job of getting the scores out really quickly.
Yeah, it's not easy, eh?
No, they've got a big judging team. We've got six judges here, so we've got 2 panels. So they are fairly cranking through the scores.
So at the moment, from round 1, the highest score we've got on the board is 26 from the Swiss from Airheads. Still to be scored, Amnesia, Airspeed, Echo Chamber, Gavoice, Wimby, Hayabusa, Monaco, both Monaco teams, Qatar Tigers, Real Fly, Tenerife, Wimby and XL still to come on the scoreboard. Barek next from Spain.
Now, Barak have been around a long time. They keep changing team members, but I love it that they're here year after year, and always with a smile on their face. Ooh! A little bit of a fumble there.
Yeah.
It's quite a challenge, the 12, that's the one they're doing there, the Canadian team, to fit that in the tunnel and then do a 360 with those 2 pieces, especially the cat. Here we go, you can see it. Sometimes it can just be a bit of a squeeze.
It's a long one, it's a long formation at the back, isn't it? You've got to really pull those 2 people together as you do that turn. Over 20 teams in the Open, Leslie, in the four-way Open.
And I think 9 of them are from France, which is amazing.
Yeah, big stable from France. We were talking last night in the dynamic. Now we've got a lot of teams from Window and a lot of teams coming through from Belgium. We have those airspace, 3 teams from there. There's the Herbivores Annecy Pamiers. It's not an easy one to say, is it?
No.
Not for me. How's your French? Herbivores? Is that right? I don't know. Here we go.
Herbivores?
Yeah.
Does it mean people who eat?
Eat air.
So the scores are through from the female with the Boston girls had 7 on the first round,
Yeah.
NFTO with 20, and Wemby French Field with 27. So the French ladies stamping their mark of authority on the meet there.
Yeah, this 27 points ahead. Big, as you would expect, the talent. You wouldn't expect them to have such a big lead over NFTO after one round, but it's all to go for.
But the French just fly fast and furiously.
In the VFS, the round 1 scores for Amigos with 8. Escudito on 12, and the Skyriders out in the lead on 18 points from Poland on the VFS. I'll keep my eyes on these open scores as they start coming through, but we're still 28 now is the highest score from the Echo Chamber, Leslie. 28 from round 1, so still got those top teams to be scored. Next up, Spain, Papia Mixto.
Papia Mixto, and they are Mixto because they have 2 girls and 2 boys, as opposed to Papia Masculino, which is 4 boys. These are an Air Force team on the military. They spend a lot of time doing demos. And they haven't been together that long. They've got a lot of experience in this team, but just something like an hour flying together. So I'm sure we'll see more of them in the future. They say they're going to win next year, but they're just trying it out.
They got 13 on round 1. Papio Mixto with a 13 from the round 1 score.
And they train alongside Papia Masculino. And you can see this big support there between the teams. Oh, a little bit of a hesitation on the back there. They're that Canadian T. The front pair was keeping it really wide there, which made it quite a problem for the cap piece. You see when it's coming around there,
that
it's
touch.
a big old reach.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're not too wide.
Now, Odin, I've never seen Odin before, and they amazed me. You could see when they got in. You just went up a few leagues.
Yeah, the 23 on round 1. It's currently got them in the top 4. Again, with those top teams still to be scored, but 23, very respectable on that first round. It's round 2 of the FS here at Wing Games 2018.
And they're very neat, tidy flyers. You can see how smooth they're making this look.
All about
No
the same
problem
size.
at all
as
keeping
well.
that 12 in the center of the tunnel. Yeah, they're all about the same size. Oh, I was saying they're neat flyers, but they're also fast. They're just making it happen, minimal time on grips. Like, very impressive up close. All of the French teams taking body pitch to the extreme.
Yeah, they really throw themselves into it, don't they? The French style of flying, very, very aggressive style. And they are out there. A little round of applause there from the appreciative audience watching here at the tunnel here in Alpura Brava, Spain. Been a hotbed of parachuting and skydiving since the mid-80s, and a strong contingent on the tunnel scene for the last 5 years. Leslie, IFS Moscow. Now, these boys were looking good last night in training, and the first round put them on a 25.
Yeah, they're strong flyers. Now, they might struggle being big guys to keep their 12 in the tunnel. Of course, they're flying that cap bend. Oh, yeah, they're managing to shrink themselves somehow. And they're fast. And a blistering round from IFS Moscow.
What's happening with Black Cats at the moment? Any idea? Have you heard anything from them recently?
No idea, I'm sorry.
Wonder where they are. Wonder what they're up to. Wonder if they're still competing. If you know, send us a message online. Let us know. Remember those hashtags? Hashtag more than a tumble. Hashtag fortune favours the brave. And hashtag win games 2018. Let us know where you are, what's going on. Send us a picture. We like to hear from you.
And a brilliant round there from IFS Moscow. The 12, their compressed accordion piece spinning on the front. Super fast. That's Matt from Pajama Pumas saying hello. And these guys, it's great to see. This is their first competition in AAA. They are missing 2 of their normal team members, so they've done a full 10 minutes with this lineup.
They managed to give us a 14 from round 1.
Very respectable. They were in AA last year, so as I say, their first AAA competition. And only 3 years ago, they were doing rookie, coached by Kate Lindsley, who's in there flying with them, just on the tail there. And in all of the nationals, they got 1 point, 1 point in the last round. Mind, they got as big a cheer for that as the guys that won.
Traditionally, we have about 70 teams in the nationals in the UK. Is it still as strong? Have we still got as many teams?
Yeah, very, very strong.
They don't travel so much, so we don't get many of them outside the UK, do we, in competitions?
No, it would be nice to see them travelling a bit more. But I think the BPA is doing a lot to help that with funding young and up-and-coming teams a little bit to World Cups and helping them out with coaching. So hopefully we'll see more of it.
About time, eh? I remember when you were on the BPA Council, Leslie.
Yeah.
That was. I remember it was about 20 years ago, is it?
Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got a lot of young people on council now. It's good. They're going places. They just BPA AGM last week.
Yeah.
Was one of the busiest ever. Absolutely kicking.
Really? Yeah, I missed it with other work commitments, but here we go now. This is Papaya.
So this is the male team, Papaya Mixto.
Mascherino. They give us a 19.
Well done, thank you.
Yeah, a 19
what I
on that
meant.
one. That's okay. That's okay, darling. Still waiting for those last few scores from round 1. I've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another 10 teams still to be scored there on round 1. Yeah, so yeah, just to say again there, Leslie, this team, they had a 19, their round 1 score was a 19. Currently putting them down in 5th place with 10 more teams still to be scored. Oh, there we go. There's the 4-way open on the screen for you now, the unofficial from the in-time scoring system, probably the premier scoring system available in the world right now from South Africa.
So you can see Echo Chamber from Sweden currently in the lead, but a lot of teams yet to be scored. Somehow I think Hayabusa might knock them off that slot.
I'm interested to see what Airspeed have done as well. Here's another team from Wimby. Wimby Legion.
Rambouillet, of course, the beautiful, relatively new tunnel in Lille. Again, one of these beautiful ones with the perspex side, so you can see everything.
I'm just checking to see if we've got their scorer on the screen yet. I don't think we have. No, not yet. We haven't been scored yet from round 1.
And they're powering through this round. And next up we have the Airheads. The Airheads have been together since 2013 with the same lineup, which is very, very cool, and they're going to stay together. Stelio said, don't tell anyone, but he does actually like his teammates.
They've got a 26 on round one, Leslie.
And these guys have been in the military, and they formed their team, and now they've done so well that they are now the official army team in Switzerland. So that means lots more training for them. More training means more points, means no prizes. I think they might have fluffed to close that 12, close the 8 there.
Yeah.
But move on. Now looking very strong. Consistent with where they stop the move in the tunnel. They're not doing that rotation things that you can get into sometimes. So nice round there from Airheads, Switzerland.
Next up, Echo Chamber. Currently the highest score we've got on the system with a 28, Leslie.
The Echo Chamber are trained by Mateus from Sweden. They did really, really well in the recent indoors championships in Montreal. And since then, they've been changing their block technique. They've changed quite a lot of their block technique. And so Mateus said they're just learning these new block technique and they're not yet building up to speed, but they look very fast to me on the first round. But I think between now and Bedford, we should probably see them picking up on their average even more. In the last year, these guys have done super well. They were running at a 23 average, and then they picked that up to a 26, which to add 10% on your average in a year at this kind of level is really, really impressive. Obviously, Mateus, you're doing something good. You can see the very consistent closes, those 12s, the front pair, keeping it nice, small grip for the guy in the front of the cat. And that's a great round there from Sweden. Echo Chamber. Again, these guys have had the same lineup for a long, long time. It does help if you want to add points to your scores. Stick together, guys. So now we have Monaco Aerocart Junior. This is normally an Aerocart team, but I think Jeff from Monaco is helping them out a bit here. So this meet they're entering as Monaco Aerocart Junior.
So much potential.
So one of these guys is, I noticed there's a Tom Mattoni in here. Is he or is he not the son of Stefan Mattoni, who is in Aerocart?
If you know, let us know. Send us a message. Find us out.
Tell us on Facebook. We want to know. And saw these guys last year in the in Wembley Lille at the French Indoor Championships, and they have gone up a couple of levels since then.
Yeah, I've been watching them for the last maybe 3 or 4 competitions, and we talked to Ray before about there's so much potential here, Leslie. 10 years from now, if they're still together, there's potential to have an incredible team.
Yeah, who knows where it'll go. This is a beautiful round. They're doing this a lot better than some of the grown-ups. That's
Just
absolutely brilliant. Neat, tidy, but fast.
Yeah, and we're still waiting for their first round score. We've just looking at the system now. We've got quite a lot of those scores still to come. We'll get them to you as soon as we have them. Nice move to the end there.
So next up is Monaco with Stefan and Jeff. Now Frank and Killian are they're new to the team.
Yeah.
Relatively. Last year they were jumping with Nico and Victoria.
Yeah, what's Victoria doing now? She added the beauty to the team.
She did. She added a certain amount of emotional tension too, I think.
You're right.
Don't tell anyone, but Nico's in love with her.
Oh, wow. The challenge of flight and the heart brought together.
Sounds like Angels of the North all over again.
Oh, wow. Oh, thanks for that memory. Wow. We'll say that story one day over a drink.
Monaco looking good in black here. I like the image change. The black with the red suits, because they've been the Marlborough team for years, haven't they?
Yes. Some good memories from the past. There we go.
And it's just great to see Monaco here year after year after year. I don't think Jeff will ever tire of this stuff.
Yeah, he's a talent. He's an artist as well. He sings and he's into music and general all-round great guy. Jet Max from Belgium.
Jet Max, who their first round was their first taste of the wind games, of the Windor Wind this year. They didn't do any training at all, only in their own tunnel. Not that it makes so much difference for belly, it really does make a big difference if you're doing dynamic.
Yeah. No score for these guys yet on the first round, still waiting for that to come through.
So they're looking good, neat, tidy. It's a strong round and not looking as fast as, say, the Ericart Juniors. But I love that spinning on the top of the 12. Here they go. It almost looks like one person, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nice, tidy stops as well. Sometimes on the close of that 8, it can be a bit of momentum to take into the next point, but they're just killing it dead right there. Great round there from Jet Max.
Jet Max, Belgium. Their second round out through the door. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more teams now. Leslie and Great Britain XL are back. And it's fresh and new and ready for a new project.
So let's hope they have a better round. Let's hope Pete has a really good round. He had a little bit of a brain fart in the last one. First round nerves.
Yeah.
It's great to see Pete joining this team. I flew with him a couple of years ago, did 8-way as peace partners. Very, very talented guy with a lot of energy. And it's always a risk taking on a new teammate, but I'm happy to see XL have picked him up. I think they'll do really well. They've done about 6 hours training for this meet. About 4 hours of that was with no grips.
Here or in the UK or?
Here.
Yeah.
They're training with no grips because they're trying to de-emphasize the grips and the speed, and then
Right.
of course they add the grips back and the speed will come, as you can see. Looking very tidy. John and Pete, of course, legends in the sport.
Legends. I bought my first parachute off John back in 92, I think it was.
And Excel from the UK, excelling there.
Yeah.
Nice round. Keep it up, guys.
I think one of the best team names ever is when they did the 8-way and they called themselves XLR8.
Yes.
It's Accelerate. It was just a brilliant XLR8. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Team 418, Gavois Wimby.
Of course, Julian from Wemby High Rollers is joining them for this meet,
Yeah.
and he's also been coaching them. And you can see from watching, and I was watching close up on the first round, you can really see the speed that he's brought to the team. He's just go, 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 go. He's pushing them.
Yeah, he's such a
These guys
talent.
are great flyers. They've been around a long, long time. All world champions there, I think. But a little bit, they were flying their blocks with a little bit of an old technique.
Yeah.
Julian's brought them right up to the minute, and so they've actually been changing a lot of their block technique. And it's coming out. You can see how much faster they are. Do we have a score for them on the first round, Regan?
I'm just looking for that now. Flicking up to the top. Yeah, they got 25, so they're tied with IFS Moscow on the first round. 25 still 1 point ahead. Airheads on 26, and Echo Chamber still with the top score of 28, but still waiting for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scores to come.
That's very, very impressive. If Echo Chamber
Yeah.
beating
We're beating
Wemby Gavroche there. Echo Chamber, no world champions there. Gavroche, 4 world champions, just saying.
Yeah. Marco Riga,
So-
game face.
Yeah, Moulet, he's very serious, very committed, driven. Well, you can see that he's put this whole player-coach team together.
Yeah.
Oh, big smile in the door from Moulet. Good one. Yeah, he's so serious and intense it can work against him sometimes with the competition pressure, but I know they've been working with a psychologist, and it's really made a difference.
Looking good.
Trained by Dave from Hayabusa.
Yeah.
Oh, wide grip on the bottom of that 8. Marco Marcial, also legends, and great to see the mixture of nations in this team.
They had a 21 on round 1. Leslie, 2 points behind XL.
Oh, we're in a... Oh, okay, it's...
Tied with Whitby.
What's happening?
Legion on 21 as well.
Oh, my goodness. Did one of them think that they'd stop?
A little bit too early.
Oh. Obviously some confusion there. They just stopped flying and then carried on. What was in their heads? Who knows? So Amnesia here from Italy. They're a team that's been around a long, long time as well.
Well, you said what was in their heads, and then next up comes Amnesia, so that's quite...
Not very much.
Yeah.
Seems appropriate.
Amnesia round 1, just flicking through the scores, see if I've got anything for them. Yeah, they've got a 24, Leslie, on round 1. 24, 1 point behind Moscow and 1 point ahead of Odin Parachute Systems. So currently in 5th place as we wait for the final top team scores.
So Odin are doing really, really well then. No one's seen them before, and they're right up in the top, because you can see we've more or less tried to seed the players. This is a great round from Amnesia. They're really keeping their formation small. Look how small that the M and the 12 are. And a great sense of urgency there. Amnesia from Italy. Nice round. And next we have, coming up, a Real Fly Zion from France. So French national team here. Looking very, very impressive in their first round. I don't know if we've got a score for it yet, but man, it was fast.
Just checking through now, refreshing the results. I don't think we've got it yet. No, we don't have that score yet. Leslie?
I'll be interested to compare it with the French girls. It's the last few years, the French girls edged ahead of this team, and then Real Fly Zion edged back.
Yeah.
It's obviously big competition there.
Yeah,
oh, and they fluffed the close of that 8. Really aggressive 12 there, Bundy. You can see that the front piece is doing a vertical. Well, obviously both pieces are doing a vertical, but yeah, that's the closest to a vertical move we've seen so far. I'm sure Hayabusa are going to do a bit more of that. Great round there from Real Fly Zion.
Yeah, still waiting for 4 more scores on the round 1. Arizona Airspeed, Hayabusa, Qatar Tigers and Real Fly Zion are the ones we're still waiting for. Having said that, we've got the final 3 now from round 2. Leslie, and next up from Qatar, Salam Alaikum. The Tigers are in the house.
Coached by Jeremy Rollet the last 3 years. You could see him intently watching their performance.
He is very intense, isn't he, when he watches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very neat, tidy flyers. You know, they're small, they fit in the tunnel now well, they've got high heads, lovely body positions.
They're almost using half the tunnel,
Yes.
Leslie. They're still on the left.
I was saying they fly like girls. That is a compliment.
Yes, well, indeed it is.
And they're really hard-working guys, these.
It's looking good, isn't it?
It's looking great. In front of that 12 is just a spinning blur. Look.
We're still waiting for their round 1 score. It's going to be really interesting to see what's going on with these Hayabusa,
Yes.
Real Fly Sion, Qatar Tigers, Airspeed. There they go, the round 2's done. Hey, high
That's a
fives.
fantastic round from the Tigers.
That was
Especially
blistering.
that Bundy, the 12. The front
Yeah.
piece has another 180 to do, but they managed to make it all close at the same time.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the teams a bit like the back piece turns and then the front piece goes, oh, we take it round again. And Airspeed, the battle between Airspeed and Hayabusa.
Yeah.
Who got first blood? We don't know yet on round one.
Still wait. I keep refreshing the system. I'll track one more time, see if there's any information, but I don't think we got it yet. Just refreshing the scores. Yet still waiting for those top 4. Arizona Airspeed on the screen. Let's get the view from above if we can. Let's see what's going on from above. Let's get that view from above if we can.
And the guys have been training quite intensely here for a few days. They took yesterday off. They are turning and burning. Throwing themselves into that move.
Yeah. That's a shot.
That is the shot. Big guys here. They're look how much more room they're taking up than the Tigers. Makes it quite challenging for that 12. And they're really throwing themselves into it. Awesome.
One more team still to come here on round 2 of the Formation Skydiving here at Wing Games 2018 here in the Red Bull studio with me, Riga Tetlow, and Leslie Gale bringing us the final team of this round. The indoor and outdoor undisputed champions of the world from Belgium, Hayabusa.
There's Dennis. If he wins, it's going to be his 22nd.
Is it 22nd now?
Consecutive indoor win.
Yeah, I was saying 16 before. I've lost track a little bit. 22nd, wow.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Oh, fumbled. And a fumble at this level can cost you a point. But never breaking their rhythm. Beautiful, beautiful. And an awesome round there, a little celebration loop.
There you go, that is the end of round 2 here at this brilliant Friday morning. Let's have a look at the time. It is 5 minutes past 10. We'll be back here in the studio right after this little break.